Hello, hello. This is unpacking the performance at Bologna and how the gameplay went. First of all, it's just lovely city as well. Really nice one to go to. It's really great for it to travel for these things and see different places. Even though it was very, very hot. It was too hot for a British lad like me. But overall, yeah, it was really nice. It was great to meet everyone as well, and everyone said thank you and like hello and stuff. I really appreciate that. I want to stand out more and wear more 20 law stuff, so more people can come say hello because that really does make these trips for me. But yeah, it was really well run. They missed the early check-in, but it still went really smoothly. So hats off and just job well done to the people who organised that event. The performance-wise, so there was bits here and there that could have turned it into a cut-winning run, but sadly we just missed it. And as long as you can learn from that, you can grow. So we got 4 wins, 1 loss, 4 draws, and those draws are just quite painful. I remember round 8, the chap I played, lovely guy, but we both knew the 1-1 that we got from the end of that game was knocking both of us out of a chance at getting cut, which was quite sad. But and it's good. It's not good. I don't know where you stand on this. I can complain about best of two for a long, long time, so I'm probably just not going to keep complaining about it. And if they keep it, they keep it, and I'll have to make a decision on how I want to progress with Lorcana if they do. But yeah, getting a 1-1 is kind of a bit bad. It's just cushioning the blow of not getting a 2-0. So yeah, don't really enjoy that too much. I didn't feel there was much room for any mistakes. If I don't even just refer to mistakes. Sorry, I mean accidentally bricking for the deck, having a bad mulligan, all those things. You really have to work with. But yeah, as the run went, we went round 1. We got Steel Song, and I'll admit I was still quite nervous. Sort of trying to get a 2-0s with Blue Steel. It is a deck that can achieve 2-0s quite easily, but you just scare with their mulligans. Like my starting hand when I first got the 7 cards was one aerial, like 2 whole new worlds, and it was oh, this is just going to be bad, isn't it? It's going to be one of those runs. But we managed to win game 1. That was really quite good. We got Let It Go. They were playing Steel Song Perdita. We managed to play Let It Go on their Perdita and put it into the Inkwell, and we just went game 2 after that. I imagine the deck really needs that card to survive. But yeah, that was interesting. And I'll admit the mistakes or the things that I personally think made me miss cut was in that game too. There was a point when they had quite a healthy board, I'd say, and from what it looked like, they had 3 cards in hand, so I thought it was a fairly healthy hand as well. They had a queen, piglet, something else, another character on board, so they were going to get 7 law or something ridiculous. They had something else that quested for 2, um, 6 or 7 law, and they were already at 11 because I was on the draw. So I took the thing of I played a whole new world looking for a grab your swords, never found it. I remember I even playing whole new worlds twice. We were 14 cards deep and never found it. And they showed me their hand after I played the whole new world, and it was like 2 Let the Storm Rages on, a grab your sword. It was bricked basically. Um, and I had like Cogsworth, Tinkerbell on board, so I should have just played it a bit slower, um, and just traded in to the board when he quested. But we didn't, we tried to high roll and look for some answers, and that was affected that game and brought it to a 1-1, which is the one that I think I could have made a 2-0, just from how I would have played. I think I could have turned it into a 2-0, but it is what it is, and that's sort of I try to describe it without saying I was sat there making loads of errors and I didn't make a cut, and that's why I don't like best two. No, I'm trying to word it in a bit of a better way than that. There's no room for you to do things like that. Sort of, there's no game 3. Everything has to be precise. You have to do everything to the T. Has to be correct. You can't misplay. So it was kind of brutal that it can be like, oh, in game 3 maybe we'll make it a bit better, even if I have to play um, on the draw or something like that. But it's just how it is. But so we went on from there, and you try not to let it knock you. Like I said, it was the first game as well. I was hot and bothered because of the heat. And we turned in. We got a few 2-0s. We got some 2-0s versus Afasa, 2-0s versus Ruby Sapphire, which was one I just assumed would be a 1-1. I'd say the main thing though that really stopped my run was the amount of mirrors that I got. And so in a very precise and specific format where you have to, be getting these wins, and you can't afford bricks and you can't afford to not have the card you need in hand. um, in the mirror as well, and I think blue still mirror because it requires that you hit the SME ramp cogs, sort of in a line. You can't afford to miss that. So on top of the format being quite strict and quite, it has to be done perfectly. You've now got a matchup that also has to. So we got two 1-1s, and one of them was the 0-2. It was just on the draw. I assumed, yeah, they played very, very well. They played double bell at one point, and it's in the mirror. That's really good. If you've got Cogsworth down, you kind of a bit more confident to play your bells on the board because the best removal they're going to do is a Zeus, and like my list is only running one Zeus. If you play Let It Go on one of them, that gives them a bit more free range to play a Tamatoa out. So it's actually pretty good to play a bell in the mirror. And then on the play, I thought that's fine. We'll get this to a 1-1, and we'll just move on from that. Um, Fully bricked hand, did a full mulligan, did not find any ramp, Cogsworth, anything. And yeah, by turn three, I was just playing a Smee, and then by turn four, it was another Smee, and it was yeah. So this is your game, and this is where I'm getting punished in the format because of how bad the mulligan was. But that's I'm trying not to be here complaining constantly about best of two. Um, but besides that, besides those moments, so the mirror and the um, that game of the Steel Song, I think I played fine. I think yeah, maybe if I've won that Steel Song match, I'd have got 2-0 and I'd have got sent down a different pairing route maybe against some. I didn't play one green steel. I would have maybe got a different path for that. I got some 2-0s versus Ruby Amethyst. I felt quite confident into that. You know, sorry, it was only one from a Ruby Amethyst, but I think we played two, and one of them was a 1-1. I like that. I like that matchup. I find it very back and forth. It does shine how much stronger being on the play is in Lorcana in that matchup. You just feel so much more favoured when you're on the play. But everyone was on the Sisu build, which was quite interesting because you had to um, try and guess what they were going to be playing. Is this the B King Undisputed build, or is this the Sisu build with the Atros from Ed's list? So that was quite interesting. But yeah, overall, I said besides getting a bunch of mirrors that I don't really like. And then that Steel Song game, I think everything went fine. It just wasn't my day. Just didn't make the cut in the end. So that's fine. Looking at other people's lists, I will do. It's kind of odd. I don't think I need to do a video on the list that did well. I think Moyen's one was really, really good. I'm only saying this because just the point of having information about set 4 decks is not going to be very important now that set 5's coming out. So yeah, I'll just brief over them. I think picking Tragic Beast and Gaston 100% is the right thing to do in this deck. Any card that gives your deck consistency rather than just this is a really good high rolly pick, it seemed to just give you so much more percentage chance of winning the game. Like I said, Ariel's good. You put Ariel on board and she's great. She's going to force them to do awkward removal. But if they've won the board and you're kind of a bit scared to exert Ariel, or they do have Be Prepared, she's kind of useless. So she's really good. When she's good, she's good. And when you're in certain situations that you're kind of potentially already winning anyway, you don't really need to push it any further with the Ariel. So I think that Gaston would have been better. The scrying of 3 cards is really, really powerful. 4/4 is still good at quest for 3. So in some situations, it was questing the same amount as the Ariel would have done anyway. It just doesn't have that ward. I would build confidence sort of singing Whole New World from it. I mean, I wouldn't really want to, but I would do that. Whereas Ariel, I don't really ever want to sing Whole New World from it. I either wanted to give me 5 lore, or I don't really want to do anything else besides give me 5 lore. So yeah, I think that Gaston actually was the better pick in the end. And the Tragic Beast, Hardhead was good. I broke a lot of items with it. In the mirror, it's good to get the dime out of the way, especially if you know there's not a Toa coming next. Or, they play a Toa, you let it go, and then you can play the Beast out just to really put them in a spot where they only can win with what's on the board. Ruby Sapphire was really good as well. A lot of Steel Song around, so there's a lot of flutes. So it felt like he did a lot of work, but I think just having a card that provides you a possible extra card every turn would have just been a lot better and a lot more powerful. Captain Hooks were great. I mean, I think it works better in this build only because we lack the Titans. And I'll admit I did not feel once like I was behind because of Rise of Titans. I think there's a big thing to say. People just assume you have Rise of Titans in your deck, so they will play their castles. They'll still try to get the max value out of it, but they are already on edge that it might just get Rise of Titans, so they don't want to play it as much. I saw a lot ink and then play a rabbit or play anything else or like a goat. So I think that fear must have been with some people. But overall, yeah, it was sad to not make cut, but I thought the run was fine, and everything we did, we just a few little mistakes here and there. Hopefully, bring it back to Birmingham. For set five, I mean, Blue Steel, I still think is strong, and actually, it felt quite strong on the draw as well. I mean, every time I got to do Quill to 6 ink, then play Hiram and a Smee, so to get 2 card draw on 2 bodies on the board, just I felt in such a powerful spot because I was already ramping way over their ink count. I was winning the board, I was winning the card advantage, so I think it still is a strong pick for it. It's just hopefully don't get as many mirrors as well next time. The other deck is, of course, I've mentioned a few times on Twitter, is Amber Steel. I just really like that high roll potential. Of course, you can have a day where it's just terrible and it's not doing anything you want it to do. But with that new Daisy Duck card, there's lots going on there. I think, as much as I've talked about Amber Steel being exciting, I think I'm more excited to see the direction people go with that Daisy Duck card because as I just assumed, you put it in an Amber Steel and you'd play one of these sort of Frank Carson type lists where you just it's a bit more aggro focused with the piglets and stuff like that. I saw it right. I saw the Amber Amethyst decks rising again, and it's pretty cool. I mean, you just guarantee yourself 6 to 8 lore or so with Daisy, and then from there on out, you just finish it off with the goats and the bouncing and the spellbook. Or I think there's even a new card that provides you just with 2 lore. So that's good as well. We'll have to see what direction it goes to after some events and see where that Daisy actually lands in the meta. But that card has very much excited me. But as I say, it's without online clients as much. It's quite hard for me to play test. I actually really wanted to play a lot of Ruby Amethyst in set four, but I just didn't have the reps in it, and I didn't feel confident to bring that to anything like a store champs or any competitive level. So we just stuck with Blue Steel, and we just sort of just got stuck into it really with the deck and keep going with it. So maybe that might be what happens with set five, but we'll see after a lot of scrimming and stuff. But yeah, just that's a good update, and sort of videos will still be coming as usual.